person do you think I am? Do you think I'm generally peaceful or mellow? Do you think I'm excited and full of energy? Or do you think I'm mysterious and discreet?
Well, as you may have guessed, a lot of your opinions about people may have to do with what psychologists call color theory. In recent decades, the idea of colors affecting somebody's psychological state have been of great interest in markets like advertising and design. But today, I wanted to explore how colors affect the way we perceive music, both in composition and in the visuals that are often associated with it.
I remember when I first started learning piano. Like a lot of kids, well, I kind of sucked, but I also had a very technical approach to things. If I could get through a piece without messing up multiple notes in a row, I considered it a success. But one day while I was in a lesson with my teacher, he told me to stop thinking about the next note coming, to loosen up, and to try and emphasize the different colors of the piece. I played it through, and it didn't really sound that different on recording, but in my mind, it felt really different. At the time, I didn't really know how to apply this to my other pieces I was doing. I mean, there weren't any exercises that you could just muscle memory your way through to success, or there wasn't a perfect score you could get for setting the mood with a piece. But just around the time that this problem was becoming a lot more prevalent for me was exactly the time that I started a new high school English paper about color theory.
While researching for that paper, I found an article written by multiple psychologists and clinical scientists. The article, which I'll link in the description, talked about a study done where multiple participants from the US and Mexico were asked to match pairs of colors with classical music pieces. They had 5 colors to choose from, and all of the participants chose the same 3 colors for every piece. Now this doesn't seem that impressive until you realize that each participant had over 37 color options to choose from. 37! Even though all of these people grew up in different areas, different generations, economic classes, and social groups, they all heard the same colors in the music. So scientists are still being shown up by the brain's ability to do this, so we don't have a concrete answer. However, one theory is that since music and color perception were an integral part of how the earliest humans perceived the world, it's only natural that these senses are linked. I mean, it was only through senses like sight and hearing that humans developed emotional connections to their surroundings. And isn't that what music's all about? Creating an emotional response for the audience? So the question you might be asking yourself now is, how? How do songwriters create pieces that make you feel an emotional connection? Well, the answer, it's complicated. There are tons of ways that a composer can change the emotional feel of a piece. Instrumentation, structure, articulation, dynamics, and I could go on. For example, I bet the emotion you feel hearing this is a lot different from the emotion you feel hearing that. And even that can change within the context of a piece. Like, if I were to play this, that note at the end feels almost unnerving rather than calming. All of these elements come together to tell a story, to relay a theme or message in an abstract way. And while yes, listening is one way that we perceive stories, it's far from the only way. Colors are a great way to put abstract concepts into a physical space. For our brains, it makes sense that it would look for the easiest way to connect these thoughts together, through memories and through senses. But it's only through the combination of these senses that humans really start to perceive the world better, even today. So how do you take the colors from music and connect it to a full visual representation? I mean, artists have to take all of the emotions and colors of their songs and put it into one album cover that encompasses all of them. Not to mention how you have to represent color changes in a music video where the context is rapidly changing. This is where good advertisers come in. A good advertiser will understand the product and the creator's vision and be able to relate that to a widespread audience. When you see an album cover for the first time, your brain is already making assumptions about how the music is going to sound. So it's important that the album cover accurately relates what the artist is going for, while also being intriguing enough to get you to want to listen. But not every artist is a natural marketer. Some artists are so obsessed with trying to keep the message clear to the audience that they miss out on creative ways of expressing their message. Like, take this album, for example. I mean, the album's called All My Friends Are Dead, and like, he's in a cemetery. Okay, but like, what does this say about loneliness or guilt of survivor guilt or anything about the human condition. It doesn't. And if you listen to the album, you know that these themes are being related in some of his songs. So I don't get why they went so safe with the album cover. On the other hand, though, you have artists that stray so far away from the original intent of the music that they end up confusing their audience as to the original meaning of the song. Like this one. If somebody could explain to me what this is saying about or what message it's relaying, I would love to hear it down in the comments. But all I'm feeling is confusion. So, I mean, it kind of affects how willing a person is to listen to the album. If they don't understand what they're gonna get out of it, what's the point? Either way, these visuals play a huge part in deciding music we end up listening to. And with the rise of the internet, music is being pumped out like never before. Now you can go and listen to a multi-million-dollar singer sing their Billboard Top 100 chart, to a random girl in her bedroom singing and playing piano in a matter of minutes. It's more important now than ever that these visuals that go along with music that's produced accurately represent the messages and are accessible to all. Which is why, even if an album is almost unbearable to listen to, the advertisers and marketers are doing everything in their power to convince you through psychological warfare that these songs are the best thing ever created. And it's also why albums that are quote-unquote good can seem lackluster or disappointing because they don't live up to their stellar promises of an album cover. So why does any of this matter? I mean, I don't need to know the neurological signals firing in my brain to understand that I like Adele. And while yes, that's kind of true, I would say that this discovery helped me understand my relationship to music a lot better. Thinking back to that young girl that constantly just thought methodically about her performances, I realized that if I would have just listened to the music and allowed myself to relate it to the emotional struggles I was going to at the time, I would have been a better musician. Likewise, it wasn't until I started songwriting that I realized the emotion you create and the connection you create to your audience is just as important as the notes you write on the page. So the next time you're listening to your favorite artist, I encourage you to stop thinking about the next note, loosen up, and listen to the colors you hear, because it might just change everything. Thank you guys so much for watching to the end of this video. I honestly had a blast writing this script and filming everything. You know, I got to relate it a little bit to my life and my musical journey up to this point. So if you liked seeing this and want me to make more videos like this, feel free to subscribe, comment down below what your favorite color is, like the video, and hit notifications to know when I post new videos. That's all it for now. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye!